parts remain. A narrow stair circles upward through the tower. Worn steps curve around a central shaft. No footstep follows the rail. The walls hold old layers of paint beneath the lamp glow. Small cracks remain where they have always been. Nothing widens. Above the stair, gears rest behind a metal screen. Teeth remain aligned in clean rows. No cover is lifted. A shaft turns slowly somewhere deeper in the mechanism. The movement is steady. The sound remains low. Near the first landing, a small window looks over the sleeping streets. Streetlights form quiet lines below. No crowd gathers beneath them. A traffic signal changes in the distance. Red becomes green. The tower does not respond. At the maintenance bench, a logbook rests under a clear cover. The last entry remains dated. No new line is written. A wrench sits beside it on a folded cloth. The metal stays cool. Nothing moves it. The clock face glows softly beyond the stone wall. Numbers remain bright against the dark sky. No hand changes direction. A minute hand continues its slow path. The movement is almost invisible. The rhythm stays constant. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The clock tower holds its late-night state, steady and unchanged, while the town sleeps below. Along the upper stair, a brass handrail follows the curve of the wall. Its surface reflects a thin line of light. No hand slides across it. A maintenance cabinet remains shut at the next landing. The latch stays centered. No key turns. Near the mechanism room, a pressure gauge remains fixed behind glass. The needle holds its position. It does not drift. A small inspection tag hangs from the frame. The string remains still. Nothing brushes past. Outside, the rooftops form dark patterns between streetlights. A church steeple rises beyond the square. Its outline remains still against the sky. Far away, a train passes through the valley. The sound arrives faintly, then it fades. Inside the tower, the gear train continues its patient movement. One wheel turns another, then another beyond it. No hurry enters the mechanism. No pause interrupts it. The pattern remains complete. At the next window, rain from earlier remains on the glass. Drops hold their shape near the edge. No new rain falls. Reflections from the square stretch across the pane, then settle again. Nothing changes. A relay clicks once from a control box near the clock motor. One click, then quiet returns. The motor keeps its low tone. The gears keep their slow motion. The tower remains calm. Near the wall, A shelf holds spare bulbs in small cardboard boxes. Labels remain readable. No box is opened. A roll of wire rests beside them. The loose end stays tucked. Nothing unravels. The stair continues upward toward the clock chamber. Stone remains cool beneath the lamp. Dust stays settled near the corners. No draft crosses the steps. No door opens. The silence remains whole. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The tower keeps counting the night, steady and unchanged, while the sleeping town drifts beneath the clock face. At the top chamber, the great mechanism fills the room. Large gears move with measured certainty. Each tooth finds its place. A steel rod disappears into the darkness above. Its motion remains slow. Its rhythm remains exact. Near the clock face, a narrow platform circles the wall. Safety rails remain still. No tool rests out of place. The illuminated numbers cast pale shapes across the floor. The shadows remain soft. They do not shift suddenly. Outside, the town square remains empty. Benches stay wet from earlier rain. Storefront windows remain dark. A single street lamp reflects in a puddle. The reflection trembles once, then settles again. At the center of the mechanism, a brass gear completes another turn. No announcement follows. No bell rings. Only the steady motion remains. The motor stays low. The lamp stays warm. The clock keeps moving through the night. A quiet settling sound comes once from the wooden beams above. Not repeated. Then stillness returns. The stair remains empty. The windows remain dark. The rooftops remain still. Far below, the town continues sleeping. No crowd gathers. No traffic grows. The clock face glows above the square. The hands continue their slow path. The rhythm remains unchanged. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The tower continues its patient watch above the sleeping town, holding the same calm pattern until the first pale light reaches the rooftops. The gears continue turning. The lamp continues glowing. The night continues. The clock face keeps its pale glow above the sleeping rooftops. No bell breaks the silence between the stone walls. No door opens below the tower stair. The great hands continue their slow movement across the glass. The change is almost impossible to see. The rhythm remains exact. Near the upper platform, the brass handrail follows the curve of the wall. Its surface reflects a thin line of light. No hand touches the metal. A maintenance lantern rests on a shelf bracket. The The switch remains off. The lens stays clear. At the center of the mechanism, gears continue their patient work. One wheel turns another, then another beyond it. No speed changes, no hesitation appears. The pattern remains complete. Outside the clock face, the town square remains empty. Streetlights hold small pools of light on wet stone. No shadow crosses them. A narrow alley disappears between old buildings. The darkness remains still. Nothing emerges from it. Inside the chamber, a motor keeps its low tone. It does not rise. It does not fade. A relay remains quiet in its cabinet. No click follows. Only the hum continues. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The tower keeps counting the night, steady and unchanged, while the town rests beneath its glow. At the next landing below, a cabinet door remains shut. The latch stays centered. No key turns. A faded inspection label remains fixed to the panel. Letters stay readable. No corner lifts. Near the wall, spare bulbs remain inside cardboard boxes. The lids stay closed. Nothing rattles. A roll of wire rests beside them. The loose end stays tucked. Nothing unravels. At the narrow window, glass holds faint marks from earlier rain. The drops remain near the edge. No new rain falls. Reflections from the square stretch across the pane, then settle again. The view remains calm. Outside, a distant train crosses through the valley. Its sound arrives faintly, then fades. The tower does not respond. The gears continue. The lamp remains warm. On the upper platform, bolts remain seated in their plates. Paint marks remain aligned. No tool approaches them. A thin line of dust rests along the beam edge. Air passes and leaves it unchanged. Nothing falls. At the center shaft, polished metal reflects the lamp. The reflection moves slowly with the turning mechanism, then returns again. No vibration travels through the floor. The boards remain still. The rail remains steady. Far below, rooftops form dark patterns around the square. Chimneys remain silent. No smoke rises. A church steeple stands beyond the neighboring streets. Its outline remains fixed against the sky. Nothing changes there. A quiet, settling sound comes once from the timber frame, not repeated. Then stillness returns. The motor keeps its low tone. The gear train keeps its measured pace. The tower remains calm. Near the clock face, illuminated numbers cast pale shapes across the wall. The shadows remain soft. They do not shift suddenly. A small inspection hatch remains closed beside the frame. The handle stays centered. No hinge moves. At the stair opening, darkness continues downward through the tower. The steps remain empty. No echo rises. A brass rail follows the curve below. Its surface remains untouched. The light stays faint upon it. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The clock tower continues its patient watch, steady and unchanged, through another quiet stretch of night. Outside, the square remains empty. A puddle beneath a street lamp reflects one circle of light. The reflection trembles once, then settles. No footstep reaches the stones. No bicycle crosses the square. The town stays asleep. Inside, the mechanism continues its slow rotation. Each tooth finds the next. Each wheel keeps its place. The motion remains certain. The rhythm remains exact. Nothing interrupts it. Near the maintenance bench, the logbook remains beneath its clear cover. The last entry remains dated. No new line appears. A wrench stays on the folded cloth. The cloth remains flat. Nothing moves. At the window, the night sky remains dark above the rooftops. No cloud edge crosses the stars. No aircraft light passes overhead. The clock face continues glowing beyond the stone wall. The numbers remain bright. The hands continue their path. A relay confirms the motor once. One click, then quiet returns. The hum remains even. The chamber remains still. The pattern continues. Far below, the town keeps sleeping. Streetlights remain scattered through the streets. Storefront windows remain dark. The tower remains above them. The gears remain turning. The lamp remains warm. No new sound arrives. Only the slow movement of the mechanism, the pale glow of the clock face, and the quiet shape of the sleeping town remain. For now, the night continues. The rhythm continues. The tower continues. The pale glow of the clock face remains on the stone wall. No bell sounds across the square. No door opens below the stair. The great hands continue their slow path. The change remains almost invisible. The rhythm stays exact. At the upper platform, the brass rail follows the curve of the chamber. Its surface holds a thin reflection from the lamp. No hand touches it. A maintenance lantern remains on its bracket. The switch stays off. The lens remains clear. Near the center shaft, polished metal turns through the same motion. One wheel guides another, then another beyond it. No speed changes. No pause appears. The pattern remains complete. Outside the glass, rooftops remain dark beneath scattered streetlights. The square stays empty. No shadow crosses the stone. A puddle beneath a lamp holds a circle of light. The reflection trembles once, then settles again. Inside the chamber, the motor keeps its low tone. It does not rise, it does not fade. The timber frame remains still around it. No vibration reaches the floor. The boards remain quiet. Nothing begins, nothing ends. The tower keeps counting the night, steady and unchanged, while the town rests below. At the maintenance bench, the logbook remains beneath its clear cover. The last entry stays dated. No new line appears. A wrench remains on the folded cloth. The cloth stays flat. Nothing moves. Along the beam edge, dust remains settled in a thin line. Air passes and leaves it unchanged. Nothing falls. A bolt plate remains fixed beside the gear housing. Paint marks stay aligned. No tool approaches it. Near the inspection hatch, the handle remains centered. The panel stays closed. No hinge moves. A small label remains readable beside the frame. The corners stay flat. Nothing peels. Outside, a distant train sound arrives from the valley once more. Low and brief. Then it fades. The tower does not respond. The mechanism continues. The lamp remains warm. At the stair opening, darkness continues downward through the tower. The steps remain empty. No echo rises. A brass rail follows the curve below. Its reflection stays faint. The shape remains unchanged. The illuminated numbers cast pale forms across the chamber wall. They remain soft. They do not shift suddenly. A narrow platform circles the clock face. Safety rails remain still. No tool rests out of place. A quiet, settling sound comes once from a beam above, not repeated. Then stillness returns. The motor keeps its low tone. The gears keep their measured pace. The night remains calm. Far below, storefront windows remain dark. Streetlights remain scattered through the town. No crowd gathers in the square. The church steeple beyond the rooftops remains fixed against the sky. Its outline does not move. Nothing changes there. At the center of the mechanism, another slow turn completes. No signal follows. No announcement arrives. Only the steady movement remains. The lamp remains warm. The clock face remains bright. The rhythm remains exact. Nothing begins. Nothing ends. The tower continues its patient watch above the sleeping town, holding the same quiet pattern through another stretch of night. The gears continue turning. The hands continue moving. The town continues sleeping. For now.